Hey everybody, welcome back to my Unprocessed Life. I'm headed home today. Headed back from the farmer's market and the stores and the shopping and the craziness and all that kind of jazz. And it's taken a lot longer than I expected it to take. So I went to the farmer's market, I got some good stuff. Actually came out pretty well. I got a really big aloe vera plant, which was not in the budget, but it was $16 and it's the big edible aloe vera, so I can add it into smoothies and things like that, and it's healthy for you, and I don't have to buy it like at $1.50 a leaf, which is something that we've done in the past. So that's nice. And then I got a case of mangoes. I got a jicama. I got a case of mangoes for $11. I got a case of zucchini for $10. I got a huge thing of mustard greens for $3 and another thing of collard greens for $3 because you need to rotate your greens. We've done kale the last couple days, and we've got some beetroot, so we've got some changes going on, so I'm excited about that. Plus, it's, $2.50 for like one serving of kale, one bunch of kale for juicing, and I can use the collard greens for an entire week, and the mustard greens will be about the same, so it will help stretch the dollar a little bit. Today it was like one of those days where there was just all these things going on, and I just didn't have the money to do everything I wanted to do. All these deals and so forth. So places that normally don't even have like organic food suddenly had organic boxes and cases. So one of the places I always buy from, and they rarely have organic, this time they had a box of organic Roma tomatoes, and for $22, which might seem like a lot, but if you were to price it out, those things are usually like anywhere from $1.50 to $3 a pound, depending on where you get them from. And so I got like 40 pounds of them for $20. So not too bad. I got a pineapple for $1, and which I thought was pretty good. So I got a pineapple. I got some organic tomatoes. I got zucchini. I got some guava too, which they haven't had guava there, and I got a box of guava for like $2.50, which is not something I would normally do, but I haven't seen it before, and it wasn't like it didn't seem like it was outrageous for the pound and a half that I got for $2.50 or whatever it was. So I thought that would be fun to try, so I did that. Got the jicama for $1. What else did I got? I got something else that I can't remember what now. Anyway, a bunch of stuff at the farmer's market. And I thought, okay, well, I've spent, about $80 at the farmer's market. I've gotten some good deals. Pretty well done for the day for the most part. And then I was going to go over to Trader Joe's. Oh, no, I was going to that Mexican market. I can't remember the name of it. I've got it on video. And it was such a letdown. I was so let down by that place, because everything I had seen by all different YouTubers and by accounts I had read of people going to finding these different Mexican markets had really great success there. So I was kind of expecting to be able to go in and find some stuff. Like I saw the other day that one guy picked up a case of organic bananas for $8. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, I pay almost 4 times that. I pay like I think it's like $38. So, I was hoping for some deals but this place was really expensive. I mean, I can get the coconuts, the young coconuts, over at the Asian market for like $1.50 a piece. Now in Whole Foods, they're $3.50 to $4.50 a piece, depending on when you get there, when they get them and stuff. And this place, this Mexican restaurant or market was no cheaper than Whole Foods. In regards to almost any of their produce. Their jicama was $1 a pound. Their bananas were they're non-organic bananas. They didn't have any organic bananas. But I did find the one thing I found there that I got was some bananas, and they were called burro bananas, I think. They're kind of triangular looking, and they're supposed to be they're supposed to have a little bit different flavor. And I've been reading a little bit about bananas having different flavors, not just the typical bananas that we have, the flavor that we're used to, but there's actually a number of different kinds of bananas that you can get, and burros is one of them. So I found some burro bananas, and I thought, well, those might be interesting to try. So I grabbed some of those, and about 2 pounds worth. They were 99 cents a pound, which is even more expensive than your organic bananas at Whole Foods. So it was pretty expensive, but I still wanted to try them. And then I think I grabbed some flour tortillas, but the funny thing was, they're the same type of flour tortillas that you get at Walmart, but I paid like $1 more for them. It was kind of crazy than what I would normally pay at Walmart. So and that was it. That was all I got. I mean, they had a lot of stuff in the store. Like, they had Asian stuff, and they had Mexican stuff. They had a Mexican bakery, which was really cool to see. They had a complete amazing death row of animals in the back. Different animal parts and meats and whatnot. And one of the cool things I saw there was they had these huge pots because of from what I assume is Mexican culture, getting together and cooking really big meals for a lot of people. They had these huge pots, like 154 quart pots that you can make stuff in, which looks really cool to me. That's very exciting because I come from a large family. We have a lot, big get-togethers. That would be something that back in the day when I ate meat, I might brine a turkey in it, or you could just make a really huge soup out of it, So that was kind of cool. I mean, I didn't get those, but it was neat to see that they had those there, and they had a full-blown Mexican bakery and a death row of animal stuff, and a little bit of a restaurant in the back that they had a little bit of everything. But I was really taken back by how expensive they were comparatively. I mean, they weren't any cheaper, let me put it that way, and most everything was at least as expensive or more. Most everything. I didn't find really any, I thought I'm running low on hot sauce at the house. I thought, well, where else am I going to find a variety of hot sauces and be able to get a decent deal on them? Well, not there. Basically, it was the same cost as at Walmart for anything. So if you're going for variety, they have variety. If you're looking to save money, that wasn't the place to go. And then I went to Trader Joe's, and that was going to be my last stop. I was like, okay, I'm going to Trader Joe's. I've got a gift certificate from when we had the baby shower, and we needed to use it. We haven't gotten to doing that yet. And so I went in, and I found I needed to get some bagels for my son. He's a bagel fanatic, and we have some vegan cream cheese at home. And so they had some pretzel bagels that looked really good. And so I got a couple of those, and I got some carrots. And I really only went in there for two things. Fair trade coffee for my wife. She likes to drink coffee. I don't. Well, let me take that back. I love to drink coffee. Coffee is one of my favorite drinks. But I cut it out of my diet about 3 years ago because it wasn't doing me any favors, and I personally don't believe it's good for you. But she wanted some fair trade whole bean coffee, so I got some of that. And then I was going to get tahini, but they don't have any tahini. They have nut butters out the wazoo, but they don't have any tahini. So, much to my dismay, when I left Trader Joe's, I had to go over to Whole Foods just to get tahini. And I've been wanting to get some organic celery, so they had some there. I got that as well. And then I got some tempeh. I'm sorry, that's how it said, tempeh. I don't know. It looks like seitan for when you get seitan, but it's called seitan, but it doesn't look like you would read that way. And then tempeh looks like it would be said tempeh, but it's actually called tempeh. Go figure. American language, English language. Anyway, so I got some tempeh because I wanted to try it. My wife loves tempeh. I've not been a huge fan, but it does have a lot of lysine in it, which is an important protein or amino acid that you don't have in most non-animal proteins or let me just back all that up. It is an important amino acid in protein that you get from many cooked sources. We eat high raw, so it's important for us to make sure that we can find the right enough protein and enough fully formed proteins to be able to get that into our diet as needed. So I got some tempeh for that, and I got some Carolina Gold barbecue because my wife says that she's been wanting to try it, and all she's heard is good things and amazing things about Trader Joe's Carolina Gold barbecue, which is vegan and apparently ridiculously yummy. So we're gonna see. I also stopped and got a couple loaves of sourdough bread, which by the way is vegan, at Panera Bread, and because Jana wanted to do some veggie sandwiches this week, and as it stands, I have a ton of tomatoes at the house, so or have a ton of tomatoes I'm bringing, so we're going to end up doing a lot of veggie sandwiches in the next couple weeks to get, make sure we eat everything, because I want to consume as much as we can of what we buy, and that's important. So and then I'm working from home tomorrow, but I go back to work on Tuesday, and I'll need some lunch for then. So that should wrap all of this up into a nice tight little bow. So it's been a long day. I actually, for what I have, my car is packed with stuff. I just have a ton of stuff in my car. So for how much stuff I have in my car, I really didn't spend much money. I think I spent maybe $120, and my car is like, I've got cases and cases of produce. Whereas, if you go to a high-end store like a Whole Foods or something, you're going to spend $120 on 2 bags of groceries a lot of the time. I've been there. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with Whole Foods. They have really great food. They have, they're one of the best places to go find organic, fresh produce. And I love Whole Foods. It's one of my favorite stores. But it's expensive. And, I could easily blow $1,000 a month in food there, easily, because it's just expensive. And I'm not saying, I'm really, like I said, I'm not coming down on Whole Foods. I think we should thank them for bringing the organic produce to the masses, because there's not a lot of grocery stores that made that a priority, and they did. And I think that is awesome, and I'm very thankful for it. I wish I could shop there more, but I only have so much money to go around, and I have to pick and choose, as most of us do. So I get what I can that I have to get organic. I get there usually, although Walmart's been coming up with a lot of great options. Now I buy most of my organic potatoes at Walmart because they're cheaper, and they've got them. And I would love to give that business to Whole Foods. I just can't afford to. But I give them the business I can. I'm a big believer in paying a little bit more and trying to support chains and businesses that fall in line with your philosophy. Walmart doesn't fall in line with my philosophy, and I would prefer not to ever shop there. But sometimes I have to, because that's part of the cost. I have only so much money to work with, and so sometimes I have to buy stuff there. I would love to live in an ideal world where I can just go down to my farmer's market and get everything organic from local folks, but it doesn't always work out that way. I try to do it as much as possible. And a lot of times, I'm going to just gripe just a little bit, because a lot of times what I see happening is you go to these farmers markets, and they have become a cliche, a clique of trying to take people's money. And I'm not really talking out about farmers because I love the farmers that grow the food and bring it to a farmer's market, and they're the ones I want to buy from. But you know what I see a lot is I show up and I see the same cases of the same wholesale cases that I go and buy at the big farmer's market, where they've just come and marked it up, trying to make a buck. And I don't think that's what a farmer's market should be like. A local farmer's market should be like. I think it should be for the actual farmers, the people who grow the food, and then they need an outlet to sell more. That's who I want to support. On a local, farmers market sort of area. Now, the big one I go to in Birmingham is a little different because it's a big wholesale place, and they have local farmers that come out as well as the big wholesalers, and you can get deals all the way across. So, like when I buy peaches in the summertime, it's from the guys that actually grow the peaches. It's not a big case like the stuff that I do right now. And in the summertime, sometimes they have, the zucchinis and so forth. So it just depends. But the thing that just really kind of gripes me is that a lot of times I go to farmers markets and it's not the farmers that are there. And, it's billed as a local farmers market where they bring their produce, but that's not what it is at all. And so a lot of times what I have to do is I'll talk to them, and I'll ask them about the food. And what inevitably happens is they can't tell me about it. If they haven't grown it, they can't tell me about it. But if they've grown it, they know about it. They can tell you what kind it is. They can tell you why they grow it, the differences, the different subtleties in the flavors. And that is the thing that kind of sets them apart when you're talking to the farmers versus the people that are just wholesaling the stuff. Because people wholesaling stuff, they can't tell you, what brand of tomato it is. They'd be, it's a Roma tomato. Okay, but there are subdivisions of that, like which kind of Roma tomato are you? Oh, it's just a Roma. Okay. It's just an heirloom tomato. It's just but if they can tell me, hey, it's a North Carolina beefsteak tomato, and that they, have this particular hint of flavor, and so, then I kind of know, okay, well, they're invested in it enough to know about it, and that makes a difference to me, because then I know that I can ask the questions and get honest answers, like, do you use pesticides? Do you not? Do you use organic pesticides? What do you do? I can ask about how it gets from the farm to the table, whereas, in the wholesale world, I just can't do that. So, nothing against the wholesale stuff. I get a little irritated when I go to a farmer's market looking to connect with farmers, and talk to the people that have spent their time and effort, energy, money, and love, getting me the produce, and that's not who I end up connecting with. I end up connecting with, whoever that bought a case somewhere else, like I do. I don't take my cases and go try to resell them, Anyway. Oh, I also forgot. I also went to the Asian market and got, they had a jackfruit there, and I really wanted it, but I just couldn't afford it. I just couldn't, even though it was a great deal. It was 99 cents a pound. Problem is, jackfruits are like 20 pounds or 30 pounds. I just didn't have an extra $20 or $30 to spend on jackfruit today. I had already spent pretty much everything. I guess if I hadn't gotten the tomatoes, I could have gotten the jackfruit, but it pained me to walk away from the jackfruit. Anytime you get a good deal on jackfruit, man, that's the way to go. I didn't have it, so I got some coconuts and some spring roll wrappers, so that I could make some veggie rolls, and I think that's all I got there. I don't think there was anything else. I did find something called banana sauce, which apparently is a lot like ketchup. That they in the Philippines they made it. I don't know if you knew this, but in the Philippines they made when they didn't have many tomatoes to make ketchup, they used bananas, and generally it's just colored red, and it's supposed to taste a lot like ketchup. Apparently, I didn't know that. And I was gonna buy a bottle of it just to try it today, but as I read through the ingredients, I saw that it had like the red dye number 40, and I don't know if that's safe or not, but I remember years ago when I was a kid, they pulled all the red M&Ms because of the red dye number 40 that was in there that they said was bad. And so when in doubt, do more research, and I didn't have time to do more research. I've been out shopping for like 7 hours now, it seems like. Well, that's not true. I left at noon, so 6 hours. Yeah, a long time. A lot longer than I should be. I'm going to have just enough time to go home, throw all my stuff on the table, take a picture of it for you guys, post it on Instagram, and then go play with my son some. Maybe get the soccer ball out and let him run around. I've got about an hour maybe before I run out of daylight for that, and I want to spend some time with him. So it's been a good day, I guess, all things considered. Well, until next time, I hope you have a great day. I know this video ran a little bit long, but I just wanted to kind of give you a summary and let you know what was happening and so forth. I did have some little apple bananas for lunch. I posted a picture on Instagram, which, by the way, you can find me at Instagram, myunprocessed.life. And, of course, you can hit me up on email as well, myunprocessedlife@gmail.com. But I had some bananas, some little apple bananas. If you ever had those, they're really good. I kind of splurged on those. It was $4 for like, I don't know, 3 pounds or something. I don't know. It was just a big bunch of them. And that's what I had for lunch. I ate some of those. And now I'm starving again and I need to eat again. So I'll have to find something else to eat. I don't know what. But there's plenty to eat. So we'll just have to see. Maybe I'll have some mangoes. There's a bunch of them. Who knows? All right. Thank you for spending time with me. I love spending time with you. It's one of the highlights of my day. So thank you so much for spending your time. I know you can spend it anywhere. And, you know, you don't have to listen to me rant and rave. So thank you. Thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Until next time, you have a great day, and we'll talk to you again real soon.